Hey guys, Mr.BeetleBum here, and today we're talking about this guy right here. Uh, what can I say, man? The BDR G1B, a French Tier 5 heavy tank. Let's find out. Do you want to play this tank? Is it good? Is it bad? What's the strengths? What the weaknesses? Let's stay tuned. I'll tell you all about it. What you're looking at here behind me is the Bdr G1B, the Tier 5 French heavy tank. Yet again, another Tier 5 tank. And this is an awesome, awesome Tier 5 tank. Yes, of course, it has some strengths, it has some weaknesses, just like all tanks do in this game. But what we want to do is focus on the strengths and weaknesses so you know how to play it better and do better in the tank. Also, let's just point out the one big thing here. Tier 5. The reason why I love focusing on Tier 5 tanks is because you don't have to pay money in order to do well. You don't have to pay money in order to make good credits in this game. Yes, of course, if you have premium time, you're going to get double the credits. Yes, of course, if you have premium tanks, you're going to train your crew faster and make more in credits. If it's a Tier 8 especially, that's where you make a ton of credits if you play well in the tank. Now, the Tier 5 tank, on the other hand, a lot of Tier 5s can pen everything they see. And this is one of those tanks where no matter what tier you reach, you are going to be able to do really good for your team. First of all, let's talk about the pros, okay? The good things about this tank. Excuse me. It has very good DPM. It has really good penetration. The alpha damage on it is awesome. Awesome. I mean, 240 damage at tier 5 is pretty darn good. And with the 90 millimeter DCA 30, it's got pretty darn good accuracy too for mid-range shooting. It's definitely one of the best premium, or no, sorry, non-premium tanks at tier 5 for making credits. It's really good, again, because it can penetrate most of the tanks that it faces. And I'm talking with just the regular AP standard ammo. Another nice thing about it is it has a very high HP. So I think with the second tier turret on it, I believe it's like 920 or something. But anyways, it's basically matching the next tank up, which is the ARL 44. And as I said before, it doesn't really matter if you're low tier, mid tier, or high tier in this tank. You're going to be able to deal with most of the tanks that you see out there. There are a few that are going to make it tough on you. You're going to have to use APCR. But almost all of them you're going to be able to penetrate with just your AP rounds. It's also got good elevation and good depression. And it's got a really good signal range too. Now, speaking of signal range, let's talk about the bad things about this tank. Mwah, mwah, mwah. All right. Well, it's got a real bad view range. I mean, the tank before it, the B1, it actually has a better view range than this tank, which is kind of unfortunate. So you kind of have to play back from the front a little bit so that you can let others spot for you, that kind of thing. The armor on it, okay, the armor is not all that good, especially the turret armor. I'm going to show you up here what it looks like. But that being said, this armor, when you angle it properly, you will get a lot of bounces on it. What could I say? You will be able to bounce a bit. You got to do the whole wiggle it. You got to angle, do the diamond so your front corner's pointing at the enemy that's shooting at you. You'll be able to bounce quite a bit. It's kind of crazy, actually, how many bounces you'll get off it, even though it looks like it's got pretty bad armor. Another thing, remember, it's very tall. So you have a tall silhouette, meaning your camo's not going to be that great, and they're going to be able to snipe your cupola, up top if it's showing, that kind of thing. It also has slow aim time. So when tanks have slow aim time, that normally means you're going to be playing more closer, like brawling and mid-range. so that you don't have to, focus in your reticle as much. Here's a tip for you. As you're seeing in the video I'm playing, what I tend to do is when I get the enemy, I go into sniper mode to see it. And then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just snap it onto it with the auto fire. Get out of sniper mode and just wait for the reticle to do and go as far as it goes and then shoot. And this thing, because it's got great penetration and accuracy with the top gun, you're going to be doing the damage most of the time. I find that's the best way to use it to deal with the aim time. Also, the turret and the traverse speed is pretty slow. So make sure you're going to be turning your hull as you're turning your turret. If something spooks you or sneaks up on you on your flank or something, just do the double traverse, and that way you'll be able to combat the fact that it's got a pretty slow traverse speed. Like I said before, the armor on it is, well, not super good, but it's definitely going to give you bounces and stuff. The mobility on this tank is pretty good. Even though it's a slow tank, it gets to where it's going. It's not like an AT2, it's not like a real slow tank. Just bear in mind that this is not a fast heavy by any stretch of the imagination. What else do we need to talk about? Equipment. I would definitely say, let me see, rammer and vents. Those two for me are like a gimme. You could also, excuse me, you could go into, for the third slot, you could go into a gun lane drive. If you want the aiming time to be faster, you can go into a turbo because it's not the fastest tank out there. If you want to get to where you're going a little faster, you can do that. You could do the traverse equipment. What I have it actually. What is this thing called? The improved rotation mechanism. You could use that. Now, as you see right here, I'm using hardening. That's just me. I have to keep saying that because I have bad eyes. And I know that I'm going to get hit a lot, and I can't play heavies as good as I used to before my eyes started acting up. So that's just the way I do it. What I would recommend for everyone, that doesn't have issues like that, go with vents, go with rammer, and take your pick on number 3. As for crew, you can see above me up here, this is just, it's a terrible crew that's on here. They haven't even trained up their first skill yet. But this gives you an idea. This gives you an idea of you take the repairs all the way up to like 110, 120, reset, get 6 cents, and you just the usual routine for a heavy tank. You want your view range with recon, situational awareness, of course, but you want to get your traverse speed in right away. Brothers in Arms, of course, is a great thing to have. You also want to get the reduced strain on the different terrain so that you can move faster over all the terrains because this is a slower tank. That will always be beneficial for you. And that's really about it, guys. I can't say enough about this tank. I have fun in it. I love it. It's a great little one with a real nice punch. It can make you a bunch of credits if you do well in it. Remember, the trick with making credits in a non-premium tank is really simple. You have to be able to stay in the game long, and you have to be able to pen and do damage. That's what equals getting lots of credits. If you get knocked out at the beginning, it's not going to do anything. If you can't pen anything, if you're playing a tank that can't pen much, which means you can't accumulate all the damage, you're not going to make a lot of credits. So you have to find a tier 5 tank that pens everything that you face and something that you can perform pretty good in. If you like heavies, I highly recommend this one. Just remember, because the armor, you don't want to be in the front line unless if you're high tier or all tier 5s. If you're in a tier 6 or a tier 7 match, you want to kind of hold off. I don't mean not go up front. I mean hide behind the other heavies. Only peek out and shoot. Only do your peek-a-boom when you can see that the enemy has fired. And then you're still taking a chance there might be a TD behind him, but you poke out anyways, angle your best you can, poke out, get the shot, get back. That kind of thing. Guys, I hope that helps. I hope you're having a great week. And if you like the video, if you don't, and if you want to see more and know when they come out, simply subscribe, set up your notifications, and you'll know every time I bring out a video. Also, you can come over to Twitch And check me out on Mr.BeetleBum TV. I think that's what it's called. I'll link it up there anyways. And just come on over and ask any questions you might have about the game, or just come over and chat and watch me play. Until the next time, guys, I'm Mr. BeetleBum. I'm out.